Miranda. I'm going to be your host for today. This is a Walk with God show. You are welcome. You are welcome. If you are new here, I am the host of this show. So this show is for the youth, but then we also have our elderly people, our moms and dads and pastors, and that join us. So we come on here and discuss topics that will help us as youth whilst we're growing up and growing in the Lord as well. Not only Bible related topics, but some things such as relationships and stuff. But we do try to incorporate what God has been saying about these stuff so that it will build us properly for the future. So if you're new here, you are welcome to stay. Please don't go anywhere. Follow us, like this page, and become part of this beautiful family. So this month of January, we are talking about time management. I know how important time management is in our lives, especially in times as this now. So I found it very crucial to bring this topic up so we can bring people who have knowledge about this topic so we can discuss and then take good things from it so that as we have entered a new year, by the time we come to the end, we will be able to properly use our time so that we can achieve all the goals and accomplishments that we want to be able to achieve by the end of the year. So, yes, last week we had a beautiful, beautiful discussion, introduction to time management. Oh my God, it was so powerful. And you would love it. So if you missed it, you know what? It's free. Just go on FBN page, scroll down to a Walk with God Show Time Management episode 1. Sit back and enjoy. You would definitely have to take some notes because there's a lot to learn, but then also you're going to relate to so many of the things that we say, and you're not the only one. Last week I told you guys I assessed myself time management on a scale of 0 to 10. I gave myself like a 5 or a 6. I'm not perfect. So, yeah, if you're not too, it's okay. You're not alone. So, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I see Pastor Linda here. Oh my gosh, I love Pastor Linda so much. Thank you for joining, Pastor Linda. I see Auntie Mina watching with us. Auntie Mina, thank you. I love you so much. Pastor Francis, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Please share this video to your friends and family so they can also tap in and watch. So you know how we do it. If you're new here, I'm not the only one. I bring on panelists, like I said. So today I'm not here alone. I'm here with two amazing guests, and I will let them introduce themselves so we can get started. So Pastor Esmund and Veronica, you're welcome.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so Pastor Esmond, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Wow. So my name is Brother Esmund, and someone who loves God. I don't know, smart and very
Okay.
intelligent guy. I don't know, so
Ish.
much passion for simplicity, and yeah, that's all about me. Yeah,
Hey,
I
Pastor
don't have much
Esmond.
to say.
Pastor Esmond said he's smart, he's intelligent. Hey. Okay, Veronica, can you introduce yourself to our viewers? Are you on mute? Were you on mute, Veronica? Oh, we can't hear you. Oh. Okay, so just gonna take some comments while Veronica comes back. Okay, Mr. Harrison, thank you for joining. Oh my gosh, you're gonna bring all the juice in the chat, right? He says smart and intelligent are the keywords. Okay, let's see. Auntie Ursula said your house people did it sexy. What was that? Thank God I'm watching today. Like by now, I mean, oh, Auntie Bina, thank you for joining. I really appreciate. I know you have so much on your plate, and I appreciate you joining us today. Okay, please share this video. Share if you haven't already. It's free of charge. You don't have to pay a cent. You just gotta tap on the share button and just either copy link or write post and just send it out there so people can tap in and watch. Okay? Alrighty.
Hi, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. My apologies
That's
about that.
okay. It happens. You know, technology.
Yes.
Can you
Um,
reintroduce
so
yourself? Okay.
yes, very briefly. So I'm no stranger to the show, as you know, Miranda. My name is Veronica. I am a young adult who loves Jesus, loves God, loves the youth, especially empowering the youth. Um, and yeah, I'll just say that.
Thank
And
you.
I'm sure as we continue to discuss, things about me will pop up as we're
Mm,
talking. So, but for
okay.
now, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are very glad to have you on here, Sis Veronica. Thank you so much
I'm
for
honored. Thank
honoring
you.
that invitation. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna ask this question throughout the whole month. So for all the panelists that come on here, so for time management, right? How would you rate your time management skills on a scale of 1 to 10? I already did mine last week. It was a 5 to 6. So Pastor Esmond.
Wow. I
Yeah.
thought it was ladies first, but okay.
Oh, okay, okay, Veronica, you want to
Oh
start?
no, no, no! Don't put me on the spot like that.
No, okay, then I'll just
Okay,
go.
I know. Okay, go
You
ahead.
want to go? Nah, feel free. I'm a gentleman, so you could go.
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate that. So I won't put a number to it. I was actually thinking about this. I'm like, I don't know. I won't put a number to it. All I can say
Mm.
is it's a work in progress. Like literally every single day, I'm working to be better at managing my time because um, I'm not the best at it. I'm not perfect at it, and I'm sure we all are on the same page about it. So I would say anywhere between a 1 and a 5. I think I it's definitely a work in progress for me. So yeah.
Ooh, 1 and a 5. Wow, thank you
One
for
to
being
five.
honest, though. Wow, I like that.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
Pastor
yeah,
Esmond.
it's hard in these streets, yeah.
To be honest, like I'm very spontaneous, right? And for someone like that, it's hard to really go with time
Mm.
because I'm really spontaneous. I'm not trying to be highly spiritual here, but I'm really spontaneous. I can just schedule something. I'm like, you know what? Something would just click. I'm like, this is better than that. I'm not doing this.
Hey.
I scheduled this. I'm not going by it again. I'm very spontaneous. So I'll give myself a 6. But then if I'm supposed to go by schedule, trust me, like no matter what, I'll do it. So
Mm.
I'm still not there yet. About 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm there about. Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't tell you people this, but by the end of this discussion today, we're gonna have just a little Bible quiz, and it's gonna be on. it's gonna be on the Beatitudes from Matthew, right? So the winner is gonna get. I don't know if you drive, Veronica, but the winner is gonna get their gas. Um,
Nah,
a
I
little
thought you were
feel
gonna
for
say a
them. So
car.
whatever the
The
price is,
winner
you
would
just
get a
let me
Yeah.
car.
know, and then I will sell you.
If you try.
So I didn't tell you guys because I just wanted to be like off head. It's just gonna be like maybe we'll get there. We'll get there. So just letting you know.
Wow.
All right, so
I'm
let's get
I'm
started.
excited.
We talked about so many things last week, and it was a very powerful and awesome discussion, and we're gonna continue with that today. We mentioned a lot of stuff about how about prioritization and all that. So, how do we limit distractions? I know most of us, we have goals and stuff that we have to do, but you can't lie. Sometimes you get distracted by maybe even social media is a big distraction for many youth. Me, sometimes I don't really get distracted unless I want to, but if I have something to do, I can decide to turn my phone off. But sometimes, I fall for it. So, how do we limit distractions, Pastor Esmond?
Okay, that's a very good question. So I was actually teaching some youth about some of these, and I was like, they kept complaining. Let me start from this. Every new year we have new year resolutions, right? And we list things we want to do. I want to do this, my schedule. I want to pray. So I asked them, how many of you have not been able to fulfill or like manifest or see your resolutions over the years? And they all raised their hands.
Hmm.
Distractions are inevitable. Even Galatians chapter 5 will tell you that the spirit knows what to do, but the flesh will make sure you don't do it. So distractions are there. But then the question is, how bad do you want to achieve whatever you have scheduled?
Mm.
There has to be an inner drive. That is the only way that will keep you going. There has to be a drive. How bad do you? So let's say you have an exams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your life depends on it. And you are trying to study, and your friends are playing video games, and some are watching movies and Netflix, and then there is a new show. How bad do you want to pass?
Hmm.
That is what I said to them. This is a person, I cannot answer for anyone, but how bad do you want it? Someone said, "Oh, I really want to be close with God, but whenever I try, this one will come and distract." How bad do you want to? The desire and the hunger. That is what If you are hungry, you shall be filled. The hunger you have. That is what God will what fill it. So yes, it depends on how bad and how desiring or how hungry you are for success, for management, for whatever, like anything that it is on your eyes or whatever you said, any goal. How bad do you want to achieve it? That is the drive that will keep you going. Because when you are going on that path of success, distractions will come. Like friction will come, limitations will come, hindrances will come, family, whatever will come. But how bad do you want to prevail? That will keep you going. So yes, that is what I have to say.
Wow, thank you. So, viewers, Pastor Esmond is throwing back the question to us. He's telling us how to limit our distractions based by the need or drive that we have to get or to accomplish whatever we want to accomplish. So, how bad do you want to get it? Wow, thank you. Veronica.
Yeah, that was so wonderfully put, and I want to add just a little bit onto that, right? So the drive is what keeps you going, right? And so I also think it's important to know what your distractions are, right? There are people that get distracted by so many different things. There are people that get distracted by their phones. There are people that get distracted by, other people, right? People who like to talk, right? So if you're somebody who you can't be in a public space, this is an example, you can't be in a public space to study, maybe you need to focus on, or you need to find ways to like be in solitude when you're studying, right? So that you're not surrounded by other people. If you are somebody who gets distracted by your phone a lot or by social media a lot, maybe what you can do is that when you're studying or when you're doing something that you've really put your mind to, put your phone. There's this YouTuber that I watch. He's like a finance person. Like he teaches about investing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there was one video I was watching, and he was like, when he wants to concentrate on something, he gets this jar that has like a timer on it. So you lock it, and then you put a timer on it, and so when the timer goes off, it unlocks itself. So there's no way that you
Mm.
yourself can open that jar to take out your phone and use it. And so you can use something like that, right, to put your phone away so that you block out time like an hour, 2 hours, so that you can focus on what you want to do. But it all comes down to what Pastor Esmond was saying, like how bad do you want to
Yeah.
study so that you can get that A? How bad do you want to focus on, whenever you have quiet time with God? Sometimes, we have our Bibles on our phones. If you really want to focus on that, maybe not have your phone with you, use a physical Bible instead, when you go, when you do your quiet time, right? So how bad do you want to do this? And also noting what your distractions are, and finding practical ways to avoid getting distracted by these things.
Wow. Thank you so much, Veronica. Yeah, I definitely agree to that. Auntie Renee just joined us. Thank you, Auntie Renee. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, and Teresa said, "How bad you want it?" Yeah, it's true. You know, my brother was like trying to be go to bed early this week, but he's always on his phone. And then I think one of these days, like he turned his phone off by like 11. He was like, "I'm going to sleep," and he slept. So I'm like, it's true. It's you have to make up your mind because, like Pastor Esmond said, the distractions they are there. It can even be in the form of your parents, your siblings. It can come from anywhere, your roommates. But you gotta make up your mind. If you try to say people should act right, then you're always gonna be distracted. You have to make up your mind. You have to make up your mind, else you're always gonna find yourself like procrastinating and not getting things done. So let's be mindful. Good to have you on the show, Lady Veronica, says Auntie Renee. All right, so moving on. How can we? I know this kind of relates. But how can we manage deadlines at work, in school, even the deadlines that we set for ourselves? How can we manage our deadlines, be able to meet them, and not fail ourselves? Veronica, you want to start with us?
Sure. So, we just have to be intentional about meeting deadlines at the like at the very fundamental level of it. If there's a deadline that you have approaching and you have no intention to meet it, you're not gonna meet it. You're just gonna, do whatever you want, right? What I like to do sometimes, especially when it comes to like school or work, when I have a deadline given to me by someone else, I set a personal deadline for myself. So, like, let's say I have a paper due on Friday. I tell myself, okay, I have until Tuesday or Wednesday to get this paper done. And so that puts me in a mode of like, okay, let me work as much as I can to get it to a finished product by Wednesday so that I'm submitting it ahead of time rather than like on time, 11:59 p.m. when it's due, which I've done a couple times, I'm not gonna lie. um, but setting that like personal deadline for myself like really does help to get things done ahead of time rather than like on time. So I'll say, that's one of the things that I do that helps me. And I'm sure Pastor Esmond has other suggestions as well.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Esmond.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good one, Veronica. And yeah, I just want to add this. So there is a weight on things, right? In this life, it is pulled by weight and drive. So I'm given 2 weeks to produce an assignment. I waited 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, I have 2 weeks. So I make the length of time way more than the work to do. There were times I did not even open the assignment to read what was it. I just knew I had two weeks. So yeah, although I have 2 weeks. Then I have 14 days. I have 13 days. I'm like, oh, 13 days is still enough. I felt like it weighed more. Then when it was 3 days, I'm like, let me just read, let me read the prompt. And I realized that it's something that would need more than 10 days.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. At that time, I was caught wanting. Procrastinators, right? There's the way we think. Sometimes we're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I still got time. We weigh the length of time much heavier than what we're supposed to do, and most of the time we are found wanting. So what happens that we give out something, a product that is not worthy of us, and sometimes we don't even do our best. One thing to do is, one, avoid procrastination. You have to put it this way: I would rather get it done and chill later than wait and be and fall short. Every time we have to make up our mind. I would rather get it done, even if I have 2 years. I would rather get it done than I can chill later. Someone told me there is more sleep after death, so work now and sleep later. So that is how I use to help myself, encourage myself. So I don't let the length of time catch me by surprise. It is catching people by the surprise. Sometimes someone will call you, oh, listen, oh, like I have 3 days, and I realize that the work is so much more than 3 days. Can you help me? And now, we begin to panic. And sometimes the people we think that they are there for us, we call them and they are not there for us. And we bring out a product that is not worthy of us. So one thing we should do, avoid procrastination. Two, When something happen, like if you have something, an assignment, whatever to reach, get it done. Get it done right at the spot. You can work now and you can sleep later. This is what I want to add.
Okay. There's more sleep after death. Okay, so work now and sleep later. Yeah, it's very important. Well, but do you know that some people actually work um, better like when it's close to deadlines? They like to work under pressure. I mean, I'm definitely not that type, but it depends. Sometimes I just, if I don't get that pressure to work with it, I'm just not gonna do it. So I feel like, yeah, I mean, if you're like that, then we understand. But if you know you're not any what kind of pressure, yeah, you're just procrastinating, then
Uh,
you need to.
can I chip in something?
Okay.
So I realized, so it comes back to the thing that you have 2 weeks to do something, right? There is no drive. But then now it's left with 2 days. Now you realize that you have no option. Now you need it badly. And that is the rush. That is the adrenaline. So you think that, okay, now the reason why you are saying you work better under pressure is that you are at the point that you have no option. So now you want it so
Right.
bad. And it goes back to how bad do you want to
Exactly.
succeed? It is a
Yeah.
force that is like forcefully applied on you with no choice.
Yeah.
With
Right.
2 weeks, when you have 2 weeks extent of time, like you have a choice. You can take your time, maybe start working on the first day, take the second day
Take it.
off, work on the third day.
Right.
But when it gets to the last minute, you have no choice. You cannot make any
Mm-hmm.
decision. At that time, it is imposed on you. The drive, the hunger is imposed on you. Then you have no
So
option.
you have
And
no
that is how,
option.
college students, we resort to. Like, we always resort to last minute. I want that rush. I want that adrenaline. I want a motivation that I cannot control. But I believe that anyone that can do something, just get it done. When you get it done, sometimes there will be certain things you might miss. There are so many times I got it done and I waited till 3 days before submission and I just went over it and I realized that I missed so many vital things. I'm like, wow, just imagine if I did it last minute. I would have submitted something that was not well done. So, yes, what you are talking about is really true. But regardless, if we can get it done, let's get it done.
Okay. If we can get it
Amen.
done,
I
let's
also
get it
can I
done.
can I just add one small thing too?
Yep.
I think um so going back to what Pastor Esmond was saying, when we do things last minute, right? We literally have no choice. But we should also think about it in this way: when you're doing things last minute, you don't have the time and the opportunity to make what you're doing excellent, right? And as children of God, we have to have this desire to be excellent or to produce excellent things, right? To the glory of God. And so when you have 2 days to submit an assignment, it's going to take you 2 days to write like maybe the first draft. How much time, like you don't even have time to like revise it, to make it, to make it good, not just to get like an A or an A plus for yourself, but to make it excellent, right? And as children of God, we must have that desire, that want to be excellent and to create excellence in everything that we do, because that brings glory and honor to God, right? Procrastination, there are people who say that they are, oh, no, I'm a perfectionist. But when you think that way, it's hard for you to like get a start on something. You understand what I mean? Like when you know and understand that God is a God of excellence and He loves excellence, and you know that through Christ, you can do all things. That gives you that drive to jump into an assignment, jump into something when you have to do it, rather than like waiting to the last minute, because at the last minute you won't have time to produce a really, really, really excellent product. So that's just a little bit out.
Okay. Thank you. So, changing our mindset can also help. So, since we're talking about procrastination, right? Can stress cause us to procrastinate? Let's say you're in a very stressful situation, like you're in school, maybe, and you're sick, or you just lost your job, or something like that. Can it cause you to procrastinate, and would that be justified, or it's still a matter of you have to get things done regardless? That's the S one.
Okay, so I just want to say yes. Stress is capable of shutting down everything in your body and your system. Stress slows things down. The way you think, the way you process things, the mental capacity, like stress will slow everything down. So yes, stress has a way, but then whether stress or not, sometimes without stress we can still procrastinate. So stress is not the only thing that can cause us to procrastinate. Like there are so many factors, you know. But what I'm saying is that yes, stress can really do it. Stress has a way of even our emotions. Stress can make us think and reason things that are not even there. Stress can keep us in depression. Stress can keep us, suicidal. Stress has led a lot of people down the hill. So yes, stress is really capable of making us procrastinate. If that was the question, yes.
Okay, so yeah, so would that be like a reason to opt out from an assignment, or like maybe to tell your professor like because I was stressed so I couldn't finish on time?
So
Is that
then
a
that
good
will take
reason?
us back to what caused the stress. You have
Okay.
to deal with it. There are triggers, there are factors, there are so many things. So let's say you have a roommate, right? And every day, whenever you try to study, that this roommate is bringing in music or bringing in girls or guys, all of that, and it irritates you. And over time, it has built up to the time that now it stressed you. Whenever you see maybe his or her friends come in, you begin to panic, right? And it shuts you down that you cannot do anything vital. What are you doing about it? Work on. There are stress does not just happen. There are two people, right, who blame stress. People just fake it when they are lazy. Lazy people will say, "Oh, I was stressed, I couldn't do it." And there are people that are really going through it. But regardless, we have to be on top. If there is any trigger, if there is anything causing a stress, anything causing a delay, anything weakening us, anything slowing us down, we have to deal with it. We can't always give excuses. And it goes back to the, if you really want something so bad, there is no mountain that will be too high for you. I know people, maybe your roommate is very terrible. People can stay in the library all night just to get it done because my roommate is as bad. What is even stressing you? What is the cause of the stress? I believe that there is always a solution to it. Don't wait to stress, because once it gets to the level of stress, you hit depression, you hit loneliness. Trust me, it goes downhill from there. So
Yeah.
if there is any trigger, if there is anything, deal with it. But yes, it can help you, slow things down. It can help you procrastinate. It can help you fail classes. It can help you lose friends. It can help you think, something that is not you. Change your mental things, the way you think. It can corrupt everything in your life. Stress is capable of doing all of that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Wow. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Mr. Esmond. Veronica, what do you
Yeah.
think?
I think Pastor Espen said a lot, but just a little bit I'll add is like he made a really good point. Like, what is causing these things that are stressing you, right? And if you know what to do about it, do it. Like if it's something that you can remove yourself out of the situation, if it's something that you can like, maybe you have a lot on your plate, right? And you just need to reprioritize your tasks or your responsibilities. Do that. If you don't have an immediate answer to it, go into the place of prayer and ask God for a solution to it, right? But I think, like, to answer your question in short, yes, stress can cause us to procrastinate, but it doesn't have to cause us to procrastinate, right? When it all goes back to what Pastor Esmond said so profoundly in the beginning, like, what is like that desire, that drive for you to get things done. If you know that there are things that need to be done, but things are stressing you out, you're gonna want to reprioritize. You're gonna want to shift things around in your schedule, right? So to ensure that you get those things that you need to done, you're not gonna let anything stop you, right? For somebody who has set their mind on something, right? Like nothing is going to stop them. And so I'm not downplaying, stress. I'm not saying that it does, we don't go through stressful times, but we shouldn't let it keep us from, doing, things that we're supposed to do, or keep us from producing like excellent, being excellent in whatever that we do, right? There are ways to address it. And if you don't have the solutions, there is a being that has the solution, and that is God. So I'll say
Wow.
that.
Thank you. So we should run to God in those times. I have this friend that she will go about, like she will do anything to be able to like maybe like manipulate our professors if she can't get her work on time. Like maybe her friend's friend dad died. She's gonna be like, oh, so you know my friend's dad died, and so I'm in so much pain and I really can't do anything right now. And the way she's gonna say it, like you would have no choice than to give her extra time. Some people are just like that. So there was this, by the way. Okay, Mr. Harrison said you can give yourself that pressure by setting your own deadlines within the given deadline. Okay, I guess that will work too.
Miranda,
Pastor.
can I just say one thing? When I was in middle school, I was part of this after school program that
Mhm.
was like trying to help students go to like boarding schools for high school and stuff like that. And there's this one like throughout the program they would make us like memorize certain quotes and stuff like that. And there's only I don't remember all of them. One of the ones that I remember and I constantly remind myself of this, it says, excuses are tools of incompetence which build monuments of nothingness, and those who specialize in its uses are seldom good for anything but excuses, right? So it's a mouthful, but like essentially when you're always making
Excuses.
excuses for everything, you're literally building monuments of nothingness, right? And so we should we should
Yeah.
really keep that in mind. Like it's not everything that you have to come with an excuse for.
Right.
I mean, sometimes some professors are like, very lenient. Like if you talk to them ahead of time, right, they're able to work with you to make sure that you're not stressed or not overwhelmed. But to use that as an advantage, right? Those who always make excuses, you're literally building monuments of
Yeah.
nothingness in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's not good. Yeah.
Okay.
Well. All right. So thank you for that. Pastor Francis said, "How do you?" Okay, good question. How do you increase your drive, self drive? Pastor Esmond,
Okay, so this is a very
or
good
is that
question,
you?
and I really like that. So the thing is, wherever you want to get in life, there are people that have been there. This life, any path you want to be, a doctor, nurse, there are people that have been there.
True.
The same stress, the same classes, there are people that have been there. What I do is I find people that are going the same destination as me, or people who are at the destination I want to get to, and I learn from them. And some of these people, last time I was saying that before you see any or show me any successful man, and I will show them you a story behind the success.
Mm.
Before they achieve success, before you say, let's say you want to be a nurse, right? Before someone became a nurse, making the money that you are hearing about, she has to go through the classes, the stress, the sleepless night, the quizzes, the exams. Talk to some of these people. There are people that are going where you are going, that are already at your destination. Talk to them, learn from them, apply your heart to wisdom. Then after that, you pray, because they will give you stories, they will give you hints. Because if someone has passed this way and they have succeeded, why do I have to struggle to find my way? I can simply talk to them. Talk to them. Get one thing I've realized, that this generation, we don't want guidelines. We like, we want to
Just
do, we
wanna.
know our right, we want to prove ourselves, new generation, we want to do it our way. But if we are supposed to listen, obedient, and ask questions, sometimes it could be a simple question. It's like, let's say you were driving without GPS, and maybe you're supposed to make a left, but then if you miss your turn, you have to go 30 more minutes. You can simply ask, stop and ask, oh, maybe someone at the gas station, where is this? And it's, oh, just make a left. Or you can feel proud and keep driving. Wherever you are trying to get to, there have people that have crossed that path, people that have walked that path. Ask questions, be humble enough. Some of us, we are so arrogant, so prideful. We feel like asking questions expose our weakness. It does not do nothing. You are going a path people have already treaded on. Ask questions, go for guidelines, talk to professors. This is happening, that is happening. How do I get this? Trust me, it will shock you that life will be way easier. So, yes, how to increase your drive? Look for people that are where you are and ask them, how did they do it? Ask questions. How did you do it? And they will tell you, this is what I did. And when you do that, try to apply it to your life. Now you also listen to whatever they said. You come up with your own schedule. If they told you they were, waking up, try and do it. And I believe that will help increase our drive. And sometimes you have to pray. I'm trying not to be too spiritual, but when you pray, sometimes the spirit of excellence was on Daniel. God can give you the spirit of excellence. And when that thing comes, this is what happens. The flesh is weak, but the spirit is eager and strong. Now, God sharpens and quickens your spirit. So instead of the flesh making you procrastinate, your spirit will be eager to get it done.
Yeah.
So, God, divinely, that can happen. But physically, you have to talk to people, ask questions, pray. People that have walked that path, go to them. It doesn't expose nothing in you. Just go to them and you shall be helped.
Yeah. Very true. I agree. Sometimes, hearing these stories are gonna be like, wow. So you like you did all that and you're here. Like it means I can do it too. And prayer is a really big part of it. And after you have prayed, the way you make up your mind, your posture, like it's not just praying and then going back to sleep. Pray and get up. Like be ready to receive that push that you want so that you'll um, be able to accomplish whatever you set your eyes on. Mr. Harrison said sometimes there are some of my students that I realize are suffering, and when I ask them how I can help them, they'll say they're fine. They will end up doing a poor job anyways. Yep, stay humble and ask questions. So yeah, viewers agree that students out there, it could even be you could even be a worker. Maybe you are overloaded with stuff. You're new to this job, and there are people that you can ask. Don't be shy. Don't be prideful. Ask for help. It will make your life so much easier. Even if you're looked down upon when you're asked or they give you attitude. I mean, just look at the bigger picture. You're gonna save yourself some time and yourself from some errors. So yeah, thank you, Veronica. Do you have anything to add before we move on?
Just one small thing in regards to the comment that you just read. Sometimes, students, you ask, the comment about asking students whether they're fine, and um, they're like, yeah, I'm fine, and they end up not doing well. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people don't know where they need that help, where they're struggling, like what kinds of questions to ask. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Mm.
and that's completely it's completely okay. Like it's completely okay for whatever situation, going up to someone and if you have a mentor, like wanting to establish a relationship with a mentor, somebody who's in a career field that you are in, it's perfectly okay to be like, I don't know where to start the conversation from. Can you help me? Right? Like I think we must
Yeah.
learn to first, well, in every interaction, any interaction, being prepared is definitely key. But we must also be comfortable with not knowing what we're going to ask, right? Not knowing the kinds of information that we need. Just a simple like, I don't know what I need. Can you help me like even determine that? That is a question in itself, and that is a way to a way to start. So just being transparent from the start. That's very, very, very important. And I know for like, I don't know, maybe this is a stereotype, but for people that come from our community, like Ghanaian, especially immigrants, it's so hard to ask for help. Like,
Hmm.
it's so hard to ask for other people to guide us in doing certain things, right? Because it makes us feel like sometimes it makes it seem like we are not knowledgeable, we are dumb, we are unable to do things on our own, like we don't believe in the power of God sometimes, or the power of the Holy Spirit, right? Because the Holy Spirit is supposed to help us in everything, right? But there are practical which is true. The Holy Spirit is our helper, and that there are practical things. God has given us the wisdom as well. There are practical things that we can also do, and that is, as Pastor Esmond said so beautifully, going to people and asking them these questions. People that have walked that path, and asking them these questions, right? It doesn't make you a dumb person. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know what you don't know until you know, if that makes sense. And the only way to know is to get information about it, right? And you get that information from people.
You
So
don't know what you don't know until you know. Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree
yeah,
to
I don't
that.
even think
When
that
I
makes
was in
sense, but whatever.
my community college, so I had this scholarship that I had to see, a mentor like twice a week, and sometimes it's like, what, what am I going to talk about? Like, I have nothing to say to you, but I still go. And she had this, like at first, something in her office. So sometimes, my meeting times, I just go sit, and it's like I don't know what to say. She's like, okay, I know. So I'm just gonna be like playing around, and then eventually we jump on something. Oh, that looks nice, and just the conversation just start. So like Veronica said, it's okay. It's okay not to know what to say. And some professors are like so hard to approach, so I get that. Some of them, they're like, oh, you can come to me, but they're always mean. I recently told one of my professors that last semester, like, because I had had enough. And I'm like, I'm not going to be quiet anymore. So one day I just walked up to her office and I was like, okay, now you guys are like, we should come to you, blah, blah, blah. But you don't look that way. You're so mean and you're not being able to approach. And she was like, no, why do you say that? Blah, blah, blah. And but we had a conversation. She didn't really like it, but we still had a conversation. And after that, she was like, I could go to her after that conversation and ask her questions and stuff. So I feel like sometimes we see it that way, or we make up our minds that way, that these people are like that, but maybe they're not. They might look like that, but they're not. So just open up. And the professors to smile. Sometimes smile kakra. So Mr. Harrison, sometimes smile to your students. Don't just say, if you need anything, come to me. Like, your expression, let them know that you truly want them to come to you, so they can come to you. Okay. Auntie Renee said, "Ask and you will be helped." Sounds like a scripture. Esmond 1:5. Really? God bless you, panelists. It is better to ask than make mistakes. That's for sure. Please, asking questions doesn't mean you're dumb. It offers the opportunity to learn more. Yeah, yeah. And sometimes God can use these people to help us. The people that you're gonna ask them questions. Who knows? God placed them there for you. So ask. Okay. Auntie Ursula said, I had a similar situation this week at work with a new candidate. Some people see that as a weakness. Okay. Being ignorant is not a bad thing, but staying ignorant is definitely terrible. Yeah, it is terrible. I mean, just ask questions, and if you don't get help, go to another person. Well, even now, Google is your friend, but if you can get a person to ask, you would rather prefer to do that. And if you don't get that, some people are just mean. You can ask them and then they won't even show you if they know. It's okay. That's what prevents some people from asking, because in my class, my we they're so competitive. Like, it's like we are competing against each other. If you have a question that you want to ask, they're gonna be like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. But it will come and then they will do it. I'm like, but you said you didn't know. So people are just like that sometimes, but still ask anyway. Okay, so one more. Um, wait, two more actually. So, why is it so important to manage our time? Why is it so important that we are having this discussion about time management? Why do you feel time management is so important to us? Veronica.
Yeah. So, well, everything. The Bible tells us that there's a time and a season for everything, right? Under the surface of the sun, things happen, or God works in accordance to His own time, but things happen in certain, time schedules according to the timetables of heaven, right? But also on earth, we have a timetable that we work with, and that is the time that we are here physically on this earth, right? And it's a well, I'll say the first thing is it's important to manage your time so that you don't waste your time, right? Because we're only on this earth for such a limited, like, we think that we have a long, we have a long time on this earth, which is, I mean, when you look at the number of years to the human mind, yes, it's a long time. But we've been placed on this earth for a specific purpose. God has placed us on this earth for a specific purpose, and we must ensure that we're using our time wisely to fulfill, the plans and the will of God for our lives, right? So manage your time so that you do not waste your time, right? Because for somebody who does not manage their time on a day-to-day basis, simply, you can get entrapped in so many, like, oh, yanko hanum, sorry, and sorry, this is the English. Let's go here, let's go there, like, let's do this, let's do that. Meanwhile, you haven't set a schedule for your day, you haven't set any goals for, for the week, for the month, for the year. And so you look from January to December, you're evaluating your life, and all that you did was just on at random times and on random days just go out with friends, right? So we need to be able, time management is being able to prioritize the tasks and the activities that you have, throughout a specific day, throughout a specific week, right? Throughout a specific month, throughout a specific year. So being able to manage that prevents us from wasting our time, allows us to be able to live the life that God has called us to. Um, and yeah, I mean, because time is that thing where, it's so precious. When you lose time, you can't recover. Like, it comes and it goes, right? You can't go back to yesterday was Friday. You can't go back to Friday and relive that, right? It's gone. The day has already gone. So time management is really, really, really important. Not just as believers, but as just children, as human beings on this earth. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Manage your time so you don't waste your time. Thank you so much, Sis Veronica. Pastor Esmond.
Okay, that was a very good one, Veronica. That was really powerful. I also want to add this little thing to it. If you manage your time, you become efficient and you get things done faster. If you manage your time, you are more efficient. The end product is to be efficient, and efficient means good quality. Efficient means something that is worthy. So let's say we are supposed to move or push something towards a goal, right? And we've been given 24 hours, or we've been given 2 weeks. And I decide that, every day in the 2 weeks, I'll use 10 minutes to push it a little bit. I'll just go boom, a little bit. Then I go home and I go sleep. Then the next day, I come push it for maybe the next 10 minutes. What you give gives you it's like the input will show your output. Within 3 days, I would have gone 30 minutes because I push 10 minutes every day. There will be another person that will give themselves 6 hours a day. Within 3 days, they would have done 18 hours or whatever, 18, or like, yeah, 10 times 1800 hours. The question is, whatever you put in, we are looking for efficiency. We are looking for how to get it done and done on time. We are looking to meet deadlines. Setting priorities or managing your time help you meet deadlines. Making things priority or making things, in schedules. And I met this person who had a calendar for everything they did, and they have everything posted on their fridge. I'm like, wow, this is something I need to learn. Some of us are so spontaneous. As Veronica said, we do things when we feel like doing. Oh, I'll do this. And sometimes you lose the drive and you don't do it and all of that. And what happens is that we are not efficient enough. We don't come out with the best things. And sometimes we know that we could have done better, but there was no time. We missed the deadline. So yes, managing time helps us to be more efficient. It helps us to get it done. We've all been given time, and time lost cannot be regained again. So make the most. Maximization makes the most of every time that is given to you. Time is money, time is wealth, time is health. Make the most of every time. And how do we do this? By managing our time, setting, schedules, prioritizing things. Things are needs, things are most to, like, there are certain things that need to be done. Let us know all of the difference. And when we are about to do, the Bible says that number your days and you shall apply your heart to wisdom. Time management is like what? Numbering your days. You don't have maybe we might mostly live 70 years, 60 years. You are not going to live 100,000 years. But within that 60 years, you have to achieve your purpose. You have to give the best out of you. If you are meant to be an evangelist, meant to be a doctor, be the best doctor in those times that God has given you. What Jesus had 30 years of life, like 33 years. But in 30 years, he started ministry at 30 years. But between 30 to 33, he maximized everything. He was able to achieve full potential. Many of us cannot achieve potential because of how we work. Our work ethics, our work rate is very poor, very slow. So yes, managing your time is very good. If you want to be efficient, if you want to be, work with time, if you want to meet deadlines, we need to manage time. This is what I just want to add to it.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pastor Esmond. Time is money, time is everything. So manage your time well. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Harrison said, oh, following to the story he told, that's not the situation, Miranda. In this case, the students were working on a project in class, and I noticed some of them were struggling with their work. Oh, okay. Okay, so that one then, okay, then the students are definitely, I don't know what was wrong with them, but. And yes, it says struggle in their ignorance. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Okay, so I think we have spent so much time, so we're gonna dive right into our short Bible quiz. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready. Are you panelists ready? So let me show you how it's gonna go. It's gonna be very short. Um, so it's just like, the Beatitudes, right? So I'm just gonna be like, oh, happy are those who do their assignments, and you continue for me for their professors who give them eight.
Professor's favorite students.
Like that. Okay? And it's gonna be random. So I'm gonna keep count of whoever gets it first.
Miranda, why are you
If
trying
you
to put us
know,
on the spot
I'm
like that?
about to
I
say
can
happy
see
are
Veronica
those
Right.
already
who.
sweating right now. Like she's like,
Wait, I have a
please.
question. How can you tell who speaks first? Like, is that to your discretion, or are you gonna
No,
ask,
so
like,
you
oh, you
can
finish this, you finish that?
you can
Okay.
raise your hand. Yeah, I'm watching you guys. I can see you. I'm
Okay.
watching. So if you, let's say, okay, I'm gonna do this for an example, and I'm not gonna use that. So blessed are those who are poor in spirit. And if you know, you just raise up your hand and you say it. Okay,
Gotcha. So
got it?
whoever raises their hand first
Yeah.
is
If you raise up your
No.
hand, if you
Don't worry,
just raise up your
Veronica, you
hand
be
and
first,
continue
okay?
to say it. Don't wait. Don't wait for anybody.
Okay.
I'll keep count.
Miranda.
So that's out. Okay. 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 So let's do a trial. Blessed are those who are poor in spirit. Uh-huh.
You want to do it?
What? Hey, Munim.
No. Veronica, go
Pastor
first.
Esmond is purposely not raising his hand.
No, no. Oh, I don't know. Oh.
Okay, okay. And if you don't know, then it doesn't count.
No, no, like, oh, someone is giving a shot, so.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Oh, well, so I raised my hand.
Oh, I couldn't really see.
I don't. Oh, my bad. You can't see my hand. Oh, cause
Yeah.
I.
Well, it
Okay, yeah.
wasn't
It's
that.
out of.
Yeah,
It's
break it
out
in
of
the
picture.
middle.
So okay, I'll
Yes.
raise it here.
And once you raise it, just say it.
Oh,
So
for
we're just
theirs
gonna
is the
do
kingdom
five.
of.
Five.
For theirs is the.
Not too long.
Better than the poor in the spirit. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
So
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 you
that was
have
that a
one.
trial or was that one of it?
no, that's a
No, it's one
trial.
of them. So now you have one. So one
Oh,
zero.
That was it. Oh, okay. Okay.
Pastor Esmond is like, let's get this over with.
You need to get two, then I'll get like four of it. So like 4-2 or like 3-2 or something.
Ah.
Like-
All right. Are we ready? So we
Yes, we
about
are
to
ready.
start. Blessed are the pure in heart.
Now, Veronica, go first. If you know it, go first.
Blessed are the pure in
Uh,
heart. One.
for they shall see God.
Good.
See God. That
Veronica
would be
has
like
one.
Oh,
cheating.
Auntie,
okay.
can you keep track for me? Veronica has one.
Yay.
Okay. Blessed are those who mourn. Okay.
For they shall be comforted.
Good.
Yeah,
So
it's your
I feel like Pastor Esmond is just he's just being like
I'm telling
Veronica
you,
get it.
he's
Pastor
I mean,
Esmond, I
how
don't
he's
like
not?
that.
he's
No,
not
I don't like that.
he's purposely not participating. How about we say both of us win and we both get money for
I know,
gas?
but you already have two. So now let's see the last three.
Oh, okay. Okay, now
now,
he's ready to participate. Okay, let's go.
now you good. Oh, nah.
Blessed
You are
are the
doing good.
meek.
Hmm.
Blessed are the
Ready to
meek.
go. Give it a shot.
Pastor Esmond,
I said I don't know none of them.
Okay.
for they shall inherit the earth.
Yeah. Good.
Three, two. We have
Okay.
two more, right? How many more left?
What? What was the
We
question?
have two left, right?
Yeah, you have two left.
Okay. Now let me sit up. Okay, let's go.
Really, Pastor Esmond? Blessed are the merciful.
They shall obtain mercy.
Okay.
Wait, but Pastor did not raise his hand,
Pastor,
so
you didn't raise
does
your
he get
So
a
hand.
point?
you're gonna win anyways. Today is a special day for you. You're gonna regardless. You're gonna win.
Okay. Blessed are the peacemakers. Okay.
For they shall be called the sons of God.
Okay. Good job.
So Veronica won. Yay!
Veronica won because Pastor Esmond decided
Yeah.
not to do it.
How do you know?
All right, so Veronica, behind the scenes, I'm gonna give you your gas fare. Gonna sell it to you or cash
Oh,
up however you want it. So
wow.
yeah, we should
Thank
have a
you, and
Bible
thank you, Pastor
trivia. Family,
Esmond.
what do you think? If you like it, let me
You're
know.
welcome.
We can have a Bible trivia on one Saturday, and
Yeah, we
yeah,
should.
it will be fun. It will be fun. Okay, so any last words before we end this program for today? Any last words?
Hmm.
Anyone can go
Ladies
first.
first. Veronica, want to go?
Okay.
Well, I'll say Pastor Esmond should go first.
Okay, so what I will say is that remember what we talked about. Remember what we talked about. So, how bad do you want to succeed? And Pastor Francis asked the question that how do we increase our drive? Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. That will keep you going. How bad do you want to achieve it? Keep your eyes on the prize. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an intercessor. I want to be this for my family. My family has been struggling. I want to break poverty from my family. I want to be the first millionaire. That has set a target, set a goal, set a price. Keep your eyes on the price, and that will keep you going. Never forget God, because He is the author and the finisher. Like no matter what, keep God in the midst of the equation. Never take Him out. Keep God to it. Physically, be hardworking. Don't be lazy. Don't make excuses. People use COVID for excuses for not doing homework, assignment every day. Professors, my auntie is done with COVID. COVID. Nah, man. People use COVID to be lazy. Don't be lazy. Be hardworking. If there's a deadline to meet, people have already said, set your own deadline and forget about what they have said. Don't feel that you have so much time. Don't weigh the length of time more than the weight of the assignment, because we mostly are found wanting. So keep your eyes on the prize. Let the desire be increased. Increase your desire. Ask questions. Seek for help, and you shall succeed. This is what I'm saying.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't use COVID as an excuse. It's enough. Enough.
Yeah.
Veronica.
Yeah, I'll say in addition to that, thank you. That was so beautifully said. I'll say the little I have to add is that when I think about, especially for, I know a lot of people who watch this are like college level students, if not high school, or like people pursuing graduate degrees. When you have an assignment, if you know that you're somebody who procrastinates, when you have an assignment, when you get your syllabus, I should say, go through your, like, all the deadlines, everything. Get a physical calendar. This is what I personally do. I'm currently pursuing my master's. I have a physical calendar, and at the start of the semester, last semester, what I did was I put all the deadlines for all the assignments on my physical calendar. And so, like, every day, every week, I see what's coming up, so I know how to plan. And in addition to that, I have like a whiteboard in my room where for the week I'll write like, oh, this is what needs to be done in terms of schoolwork. This is what needs to be done in terms of work. This is what needs to be done in terms of like personal church related stuff. So just like, because I'm a visual person, I write every single thing down and I plan for it, right? Um, that is one thing that I would like advise people to do, like plan. They say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I think that's what it is. But also looking at it this way, right? If you have an assignment that you have 2 weeks to do, right? When the first day of those 2 weeks, day one, like look at the assignment, plan out how you're going to actually tackle the assignment and or tackle the paper, the assignment, whatever, and break it down into days. Like I feel like sometimes we were talking about this earlier, like, spontaneity is great. Like it's fine to be spontaneous sometimes, but don't let that be the story of your life, right? Pastor Esmond was saying he's a spontaneous person, but also when he needs to stick to a schedule, he sticks to it. Sometimes we have to put that schedule in our lives. We have to put that plan in our lives and be disciplined about abiding by it, right? Be disciplined. That is the thing. So I'll say like plan. And if you don't have the solution to anything, if you can't find a solution to, I shouldn't say if you can't find a solution, but if the solution doesn't immediately come to your mind, go into the place of prayer and ask God to help you, and to guide you. But procrastination, we need to get rid of that. 2022, we shouldn't be perfectionists, but we should be people of excellence, because our God, the God that we serve, is an excellent God. Amen.
Okay, so Dorothy, I hope I got your name right. ADDAI-MENSAH. She was watching with us here on YouTube. I'm so sorry I didn't get here early. She said, "Go, CC," and oh, that's your sister. Sometimes we put ourselves in these stressful situations because of a lack of discipline. That is very true. That is
Right.
very true. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Auntie Rosa said, "Please, I want to come to the show to win God's money. Please, please, please,
I know, right?
please, please, Auntie, don't do that." Okay, so before we go, just a few announcements. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. on Gospel City Sharp, will be with Candace, our favorite Candace. Oh my gosh, you will love her. You don't want to miss this. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. The topic is working towards the vision with a special panelist. So, guests, join them at 6 p.m. tomorrow to talk about working towards the vision with Candace Apia. Also, Faith Event Faith Studios is always available for hiring if you have your events, gospel events, Christian events, baby showers, parties, whatever. Just give them a call and then they will be at your service. Also, if you haven't followed the page, please do so. Share. That's the least you can do, okay? The least you can do. If you also have someone that you know knowledgeable in these topics that we bring up, just contact our number so we can bring them to the show as well. All for the glory of God, okay? All right. So, yeah, I think that's the end for today. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Let's be mindful of the way we use our time. We have definitely learned a lot from today. Our procrastinators and the people who like to work under pressure. You have heard a lot from Pastor Esmond. Also, Mr. Harrison gave you a smart choice. If you are given a deadline, create a deadline for yourself. So you have a deadline under a deadline. So you're working on a deadline, but not a real deadline. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, so thank you so much for joining, family. I will see you same time next week and the same time management. Our last episode is going to be time management for students. It's going to be the student edition only. So put it on your calendar. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be fun, 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 fun. All right, so thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And I will see you same time next week. Don't forget Gospel City tomorrow at 6 p.m. Join them and let's have a great discussion. Thank you. Bye.